Warrant Officer Pokongwane was not available, and he recommended Warrant Officer Mahane, right? That's what happened, correct?
Yes.
He recommended him. Did you tell him what kind of person you needed for this operation? So speciality, somebody that's involved with drug busts. What information did you give him
No, I
about the
didn't
kind
tell
of
him.
person? You didn't tell him?
I didn't tell him. I expected that he would give me somebody who works with him or who works like him.
And what is...
He is a detective, so I was expecting he will give me like a person relevant to him.
Well, did you ask him for somebody like him?
No, I didn't. I only asked for assistance.
Okay, and when the person that he recommended, you had never worked with that person before?
No, I've never worked with him.
And why did you consider that person to then be somebody that you could trust to assist in this operation?
Like I'm saying, because Pokungwane recommended, I maybe jumped into that conclusion to say he is equal to the task.
It's not about him being equal to the task. I'm talking about the trust factor, because you say that that Nku said to you, you must be cautious because high-profile officials or high-ranking officials could be involved, right? So that is why you don't involve your boss or anybody senior to you. I want to know, on what basis do you then go with somebody that you've never worked with before and think that this is somebody who may very well actually inform a high-ranking official about this bust, which is something you were told not to do?
I trusted what Pokungwane would recommend to me.
Purely on that basis?
Yes.
Okay. So you...
Can I just ask? I mean, if Pokungwane doesn't know that this is a drug bust, surely he could have recommended just anybody, and you could never fault him for giving you the wrong person who then ends up taking the information to the seniors that Ngu was concerned about, that you and Ngu were concerned about. So the question being asked really is, you say in your testimony this is a sensitive operation that had to be kept away from others because because people should not be trusted, and yet you are prepared to bring onto the operation someone that you have no way of knowing where they sit, in terms of they could alert the seniors, and it is a risk you take because you don't tell Pokungwane, this is what this operation is about. I need someone that you trust, that they will not be compromised, or they will not compromise the mission. You just say, I need assistance. I think what Ms. Sigals is asking really is, how do you reconcile that you ask without telling Pokungwane what it is about? You accept whoever he gives you. He doesn't know what you're looking for, according to you. Yes, because you do. How do you reconcile that? That's really the thrust of it. How do you reconcile that kind of conduct?
In our line of work, let's say somebody is looking for assistance from Mashaba. If you don't get Mashaba, you know what Mashaba is capable of. If you don't get Mashaba, I would also refer you to somebody that I know I can also work with. So I wouldn't recommend somebody that I know not trustworthy, but let me say, competent. In our line of work, I would say, I know this guy can do the job. Because I cannot do it, please go and assist Mashaba. That's how we work in our line of duty.
So which line is that? Because as we've established yesterday that you have two lines of work. One is the official and the other one is the side hustles. Which line of work are you referring to? The line of work of side hustles or the line of work of official channels?
We are official, Commissioner.
Yes. Can I ask about procedure? But before I do that, Commissioner Baloyi had a follow-up question. I'm moving to a different topic.
It wasn't so much a follow-up, but it was just to clarify what I'm asking. Maybe let me do that. So Chief Mashaba, I'm not asking so much about his competence. How did you know you'll get a competent person? That's not my question. My question is, your first move, once you got the information from Nku, your first move was informed by the sensitivity, how to treat this information, this operation sensitively, because you've been told that there are senior officials that have an interest in this. And for that reason, you proceeded, you didn't inform your superiors, you proceeded quietly the way that you did. So there's that evidence, right, from you?
Yes.
But when you ask Pukungwane for assistance, you don't tell him that the operation involves drugs, even if you don't mention drugs, you don't say to him, this is a sensitive operation and I don't want it to leak. You don't do that. Give me someone who will not give me that problem that I'm concerned about. You don't do that. So you just say to Pukungwane, I need assistance. He says, I can't help you, and then he gives you somebody to help you. But you don't know who Mohane is in the concern that you have. So the question is, but how do you reconcile that you started off quite sensitive about who gets to know about this mission, and then when you now ask for assistance, you don't alert the person you're asking for assistance from that this is sensitive because of ABCD, so if you give me anyone to help me, it has to be somebody that you know is not compromised, will not compromise the sensitivity of this mission. So it's two, they look like irreconcilable positions. So I'm asking, how do you reconcile what looks like completely opposite ways of conducting the sensitivity yourself about the sensitivities in this operation?
No, the sensitivity part I mentioned to
Pukungwane.
Okay. Please treat this very discreet. It's sensitive. Come and assist. No, I can't come because I've got this problem. Okay. Obviously, when I tell him that, I'm expecting that whoever that he will send, he will also relay the message. The same message I said to him, I relate to him.
And did he know that you need someone that is up to the task of a drug bust? From how you discussed with Pukungwane, did you know that's what you're looking for? Because my understanding so far is that from the evidence of others is not everybody is familiar with different kinds of work that you do. So, for example, within the SEPS itself, not everybody is familiar with drug busts. So how would Pukungwane have known that he has to give you somebody who is familiar with that kind of operation? What did you say to him that would familiarize him would have familiarized him with the nature of the mission and therefore the kind of recommendation that he makes to you?
Number one, I wanted somebody in the area. Number two, I know, even if Pogungani knows he can't do, I know he will know somebody that can do. So he would come, look at the situation, like I did. Come and look at the situation and say, no, this one, maybe, I need so and so. That's how we operate.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Just a sequence and procedure. When Advocate Ngube asked you, why did you not alert other authorities? You said the information was verified in the morning. So let's focus on the period after the information is verified. Don't tell us where you live, but am I correct that the suburb where you live is in the Alberton area, so not far from the Alberton police station?
It's not far, yes.
Yes. And when you say in your statement that you decided to engage in a process of intercepting the truck and to have it searched, you say that in paragraph 5 of your statement. So intercepting a truck and searching it, that's a normal police operation, correct?
Yes.
Yes. And what was your reason for not going to the Alberton police station and to say to them, look, I will be conducting a search operation in your area of jurisdiction. I cannot give you the details because it's sensitive. I don't want people who may compromise the operation to compromise it. Just so that it's recorded in the books of the police. And at the very least, there's an entry or an inquiry dealing with the operation that you were about to carry out that day.
Maybe looking at the time, Commissioner, it wouldn't allow me to go to the police station and come back. I might go there and it leaves. So,
No, but Nku is there. He's telling you that I'm here, the truck is there. So if it leaves, he will tell you that the truck is leaving. You told us that Nku was already there, and he told you that this is the location, the truck is here. You are in Alberton, your suburb, from your suburb to the Alberton police station, I don't think it's even 2 kilometers.
again, I'm being careful also as to who do I involve.
So you did not want Alberton police station to know that you were engaging in this operation?
Not necessarily that I didn't want to know. You know, if in an operation, things happen so fast. It happens so fast that you think of the operation, you think of the safety, you think of the agency, you think of a lot of things.
Chief, the operation has not started. You are at your house in the Alberton area. That suburb where it is and where the Alberton police station is can't be 5 kilometers. It's a short distance. Nothing stops you in 5 minutes to go to the Alberton police station and to say, I'm a traffic officer, I'm not a policeman, I'm a traffic officer. I will be conducting a search and seizure in your area of jurisdiction. The details are sensitive because my source says I must not disclose it to people who may compromise the operation. Just so that the station commander is aware that there's a traffic officer who is in his jurisdiction conducting what is essentially police work.
The police, the station commander is also senior. So he might be one of the people that I might not make away.
So even if you don't give him the details and you just say, I'm conducting an operation due to its sensitive nature, I cannot disclose the detail. But so that you know there's a traffic officer in your area of jurisdiction who's conducting a search and seizure operation. Are you saying you couldn't even do that?
How commanders work, even myself, I know I would want to know. It is sensitive? What is it? Remember, you are expecting my station's assistance.
As you should,
Yes.
because this is
So-
not a traffic police operation. Let me ask you one last question. Are you familiar with the Roads and Road Traffic Provincial Act of Gauteng, Act 10 of 1997? Are you familiar with it?
Which act?
Gauteng Provincial Road Traffic Act 10 of 1997. Okay, it's here. So,
Which one? Sorry.
it's a simple question. Are you familiar with it, yes or no?
I am, yes.
And am I correct that this is the statute that regulates what traffic officers in Gauteng are supposed to do or are allowed to do and not allowed to do? If I'm wrong, you can say I'm wrong. We can move on.
No, I'm aware.
I am correct.
You are correct.
And you have it in front of you. Am I correct? Go to section 10, please.
Yes.
Do you see that the heading to section 10 says powers and duties of a traffic officer?
Yes.
And since you are familiar with this, is there anywhere there where it says you can go? Is there anywhere in section 10 where it says traffic officers can go to a private facility such as a warehouse and conduct search and seizure operations?
This is a Road Traffic Act. I'm using Criminal Procedure Act as a peace officer now.
Chief, Chair has already engaged you about the Criminal Procedure Act. I'm not going there. This statute says, section 10, powers and duties of a traffic officer. Do you see the heading?
Yes, sir.
And then it sets out what the powers and duties of traffic officers are. Now, is there anywhere in that section where it says a traffic officer can go to private premises of a business and conduct a search and seizure operation?
No.
Thank you.
Can I just ask, you said to Commissioner Kumalo that even your commanders are not to be trusted. When you say you, and I don't mean necessarily your direct commander, I didn't understand you that way, but you were talking about the senior people, that even those that are commanders are not to be trusted. Now, how and why would you have known that you can trust Warrant Officer Pukungwane with this mission? Because now your evidence is you did tell him it's a sensitive operation, so he understood that it's something that he must keep to himself. How did you know that you could trust him with that?
Well, Pokungani, I can say he also stays in my neighborhood.
Yes.
We also form part of neighborhood watch or neighborhood patrol.
Mm.
So I know him more than others. And I have worked with him officially also.
You've done other operations with him?
Yes.
Okay. And were they the kind of operations that, and you can give us what those operations are they the kind of operations where sensitivity of information, not to be disclosed to superiors, not just generally, but not to be disclosed to superiors was an issue in those operations? Did he have the same suspicion, or does he? And we will ask him if we have to does he have the same suspicion of superiors that you have, that you would trust him, that if it is something, a mission or an operation about which superiors should not know, he would oblige?
Well, that I don't know.
Yeah, then that begs my question. If you have not had past dealings with him in these kind of circumstances, comparable circumstances, if you have not had past dealings with him, how would you have known that you can trust him not to alert superiors that Chief Mashaba is involved in a secret operation that superiors shouldn't know about? How do you know he was trustworthy?
A person that you, when I say in my neighborhood, it would mean I would know him more than others that are not staying around with us. I will, as a colleague, as somebody that we always work together or visit, we get to know one another, you get to be comfortable with one another.
Okay.
That's how you build even a trust.
Okay, so from what you're saying, Pakungwana is not an arm's length relationship that you have with him. It's someone that you know fairly closely and you've dealt with him.
Yes.
Okay.
Commissioners.
Now, how would have Pakungwana known that he has to give you a police officer who can keep things secret? Did you ask him? Did you say, I need you to give me someone who will keep this mission quiet?
Like I'm saying, when I say to him, it is sensitive. I know he would treat it as such, and he would also prefer somebody that would do the same.
Okay, that will keep it quiet.
That would do the same, yes.
Okay, thank you.
I just want to make sure that you are not going back on what you said yesterday, because when Commissioner Kumalo is engaging you on the act that stipulates your powers and functions, you say, I use the Criminal Procedure Act. Maybe I should ask you this. What exactly in the Criminal Procedure Act do you use?
Well, it gives us a power and authority to let me say, almost act similar or exactly powers that the police has.
By saying what?
I can hear, Commissioner.
By providing what exactly?
By giving you powers, you can.
Okay, relate that to what you did in this instance.
You can stop, okay, you can search, you can seizure, you can arrest, you can.
But is that not within the powers that you have? You have specified powers which Commissioner Kumalo referred you to, and you agreed that those are indeed the powers that you have in terms of that act. So I would imagine that in certain instances, but in relation to those powers, you may have to arrest, you may have to search and seize, but in relation to those powers. Because if you can now search and seize in respect of matters you have no powers over, it makes nonsense. That would make nonsense of the powers that are stipulated as being the powers that you have. It would basically mean that you have any powers that you believe you have. understand you to be saying.
I don't get
You are
you.
basically
would,
saying just
why
because
would-
the Criminal Procedure Act provides for searches and seizures, you can then search and seize even in respect of matters